I am so stoked to have Honolulu Police Department Sergeant Chris Kim joining me. He'll be wearing two hats today, celebrity guest co-host and Crime Stoppers Honolulu spokesperson. I just thought we'd be a good time to find out a little bit about you. Is that okay? We see you every week. You're here every Wednesday with us. So, local style, I'm going to ask Owai Ko'inoa, what's your name, who's your mother, who's your father, where you went to school, and all that good stuff. Can you share a little bit?
Actually, I was actually born in South Korea, but my family immigrated here when I was 3 months old. So I've actually been a local boy since small kid times, Hanabata days.
I can tell when you pigeon out, that's why.
Went Alawai Elementary, St. Patrick's Intermediate, graduated from Kamiki High School.
Hey, Bulldogs!
Yeah, they went over to HEC, studied automotive mechanics technology, and at that time, kind of some friends piqued an interest in law enforcement, so I figured why not, tried that out.
And it worked out great.
Yeah.
It's good to know that you've got that automotive action to fall back on, but you've went in and you've never stopped. I love it.
It was actually pretty interesting. It was my friends. He said, hey, let's take the HPD test. And I said, nah, I'm already going to school for automobile mechanic. So he said, nah, just come keep me company, take the test. So 6 of us took the test. I was the only one that passed. And then I graduated with my automotive degree. And at that point, I had received, I went to a job interview and I got hired by Lexus.
Wow.
I went home, told my dad, I got hired by Lexus, and at the same time, HPD called and said, congratulations, you've been accepted to the 131st recruit class. Do you accept? So it was one of those moments in my life where I had to make a decision.
Yes.
And I thought either way I was going to be okay. I ended up taking the HPD route, and it's been a blessing ever since.
Thank you so much for doing that, because you bring so much joy to us every week. And I mean, I know part of your job is, getting suspects and stuff like that and keeping our streets safe, but it's always a joy to sit down and talk story with you. How many years in the force?
Actually, I just made 26 years yesterday.
Wow, congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Now, I know not every police officer has the opportunity to do what you do with Crime Stoppers Honolulu and working in the community as a whole. How did you transition from what you were doing as a police officer and going into Crime Stoppers?
All right, great question. So actually what had happened is back in 2017, I was actually going through a divorce. At that time, the previous coordinator, Sergeant Kim Buffett, had announced her retirement. And she had said, hey, Chris, why don't you consider looking to this Crime Stoppers position? Initially, my response was, no, I don't want to do that. I was in homicide. I was I'm an investigator. Yeah, I'm an investigator. I want to solve these cases. I don't want to do this public speaking thing. I actually hated public speaking.
What?
Yeah.
You're so good at it, though.
But believe it or not, what had happened is I actually challenged myself. I thought, I was actually going through a very difficult time in my life, and I just thought, I got to do something different, take on some new challenges. And I thought about my kids, became a single father of 2 daughters who were 4 and 8 years old at the time. And I thought, I needed to provide them some stability. So I put my name in the hat, and it's just been a blessing ever since. And 2 years later, I was asked to be a guest speaker at the Crime Stoppers USA National Conference. And I actually was awarded the Crime Stoppers USA National Coordinator of the Year, the first time in Hawaii's 38-year history with the organization.
That we ever had a Hawaii coordinator. Well, my gosh, Chris, that is amazing. Thank you so much. It was so nice to get to know you, that other side of you, because you always come in hard, sergeant charge. Let's get these suspects. So you still kind of have that kind of homicide detectiveness about you.
I got to tell you something funny though. So when I first took over Crime Stoppers, people were calling to the station saying, we love this guy, he's awesome, but you know what? How come he's always so angry? Yeah?
Well,
and I was just like,
you're severe. You are severe.
I'm not angry. Actually, I'm a funny guy. It's just, sometimes the things that I talk about isn't always happy,
Yeah, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. Yes, I got you.
Exactly.
Well, I am so grateful that you took the time out of your day to come and sit in Davy D's seat so that he could have himself a well-earned vacation. I'm lucky to be hanging out with a VIP. Speaking of VIP, we got another VIP who is waiting for us at the Island News Desk. Le'ui Koholokula joins us now. Sis, what are